Palace Day Arena. We have Josie, who you just watched the first hour ago.
I'm sorry.
And it's the interview portion of the show. So, welcome.
Thank you.
And let's kick things off. Josie Spoons, you are from here, yes?
Yes, I live in Kenosha, but I was actually raised out in the county in Bristol.
That's still Kenosha County.
Kinda?
Kinda?
I was closer to Antioch, realistically.
Gotcha, but you were still in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's the important bit.
So how did you get this name, Josie Spoons?
All right, so long time ago. This is like probably 4 or 5 years ago now. One of my buddies, he had a folk punk thing going on, and his washboard player quit. And I was like, well, I have some spoons. Like, I'll play some spoons for you. I'll learn how to play spoons and whatnot. So I did it really shittily. It's terrible. Couldn't keep a beat or nothing. But everyone thought it was great. So that's where the spoons part comes from. And then the Josie comes from, if you just say my name, Joe, with my last initial, C, really fast. Josie Spoons.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, when I met you, and we've had multiple conversations now, you're really a metalhead.
Yeah.
So how do you come to be playing this genre of music and, become affiliated with folk or crust punk?
All right, so, yeah, I'm a metalhead, like, through and through. Like, the brutal shit, it's my shit. But growing up, I was in a really weirdly religious family. Not weirdly, really religious. And so, like, heavy music wasn't allowed. So I ended up listening to a lot of bluegrass and stuff. So, like, I've also really liked folk music, like, my entire life. And then probably about the same time I ended up playing in my buddy's folk punk band is when I found, like, folk punk is a thing. Mm-hmm. And so, like, it's like, oh, you can, like, people try and play heavy music with folk instruments, and it sounds pretty good for the most part. So,
for the most part.
I won't lie, like, I love folk punk, but, like, there's a lot that's just fucking shit.
You heard it here first, folks.
I'm sure they heard it at every folk punk show first.
No, that, and it's funny, there's, like, a competition between the folk punk kids to fight with each other about whose rich parents give them more money to be fake.
I've got a worse drug habit than you.
My mom pays for all my heroin. I don't know. I'm a bad human. Remember, kids, support Stop Heroin in Kenosha.
Yeah.
Don't let your mom pay for your drugs.
Pay for them yourself.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing Josie Spoons for way longer than it looks like I have. I've been doing it since 2014.
Okay.
But it was just in my garage.
How'd you come to be? What made you decide one day to pick up an acoustic and start doing this stuff?
Well, I've always kind of played music stuff. Like, I've always been into music and whatnot. I started, like, a really shitty grindcore band in my basement. Never went anywhere.
Yes, you did. You moved to the garage.
Yeah, we did. We did. Yeah, no, we were called Grub and we were terrible. And then, it's like I've always had, like, an acoustic guitar sitting there, like, just never really played it. And then, as a lot of musicians, I guess, start out, like, had a bad breakup and wrote a breakup song, and there we go.
And thus, the inception of.
Yep.
So, you've been playing that long.
Mm-hmm.
You, I know, are on Bandcamp, and you have a few things recorded there.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that? Like,
okay.
How many albums, EPs, etc. do you have?
Well, all the stuff I have up on Bandcamp, they're basically just demos. I recorded them with either a cell phone or a Rock Band microphone shoved in a laundry basket because it was giving too much feedback in my room somehow. So I got a couple things up on Bandcamp right now that are all that. I got a demo that's called Raw Meat from the Doghouse, or For the Doghouse, which is one that I recorded on my cell phone outside while I was working at the Renaissance Fair. I used to work night shift, so I just had 12 hours to sit at a guard shack.
So music was a thing.
Yeah, I would just play my guitar or read.
So now you have something new.
Yes.
That you played it in its entirety tonight?
I believe I did, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that will be available on Bandcamp later this evening once we release him from his interview duties.
I forgot my laptop at home.
So how long did it take you to do this one? How long has it been in the works? And
Alright, so this one is kind of kind of a little bit of a cop-out. It's all songs that I've already had written that I recorded on my cell phone with a Rock Band mic type thing. But like, I'm gonna plug my buddy right now, the guy who recorded it, Kyle Taylor from Midwest Multi-Tracking. He's also a superb guitarist in Spatola.
I keep hearing this band.
You
I've
gotta-
never seen this band.
You need to. They send it. They send it. But he did a fucking great job. Like his whole thing is like he'll just bring the studio to you.
Ooh.
So like you don't gotta go to no studio. He just shows up with all the shit, sets up in your practice space where you're probably most comfortable playing. There's no pressure. It's just practice with extra mics.
Have you told Waste this?
I should.
You need to. Hey, by the way, Waste,
Brandon.
if you're paying attention, because they had reached out to us and asked us about recording options and that they were looking to do specifically a practice recording as their next like demo or album. They wanted it just to be recorded
Raw.
raw
Yeah.
as a practice thing. So again, Kyle
Taylor from Spatola. He's in the band Spatola, but his recording stuff, Midwest Multi-Tracking. You can find them on Facebook. Give them a like. They do good shit.
Are you filing your nails?
So what if I am?
Okay. Sorry, I'm a squirrel today. I'm a little ill, so I'm like, what's going on? Plus, I'm being blinded by the light. So you recorded that. So what's in the works? Do you have upcoming plans to do new music?
I do. I kind of mentioned it during, the performance earlier. I have a concept album in the works. I have a bunch of like half-finished songs. The one that I played from that is the only finished one I have. Off of that, I take stupidly long to write music.
That's because you're always trying to clean your house.
Yeah, no.
I can't do this until my house is clean.
For real.
I can't come on your show until my coffee table is cleared off.
It's a miracle I showed up tonight, so my coffee table's fucking cluttered as shit.
Oh.
There are like 30 beer cans on my coffee table from the other night. A bunch of fucking tipped over glasses, a
You
sticker.
came because you had already cleaned before.
True.
The requirement to get on the
Yeah.
show for yourself had already been fulfilled.
Yeah, so I have a concept album in the works. Hopefully that's going to be really dark and foreboding, because I'm a sucker for stupid macabre shit.
Well,
Also the band macabre.
So that Murder of Crows, is that the song you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about Into the Woods.
Oh, I
So
like that one too.
Yeah. No, so it's a concept album that's more of a story. And so the story is this guy walking down the road, and I walked into the tavern. That's the Into the Woods song. And while he's in this tavern, the barkeep is like, hey, there's a bunch of fucking crazy shit out in the woods. Don't go out there. And so then my plan is there's going to be 7 other songs and then like an outro. So like that's 9 songs total on this album, plus maybe some weird talky shit in between. And the songs are like the different stories of the crazy shit that happens out in the woods.
Ooh.
You know, like that's the premise anyways.
How much do you have written?
Like 4 half not finished songs.
4 half, but you got one finished one.
I got one finished one.
So you
I'm
have,
so close.
You have a half of the album almost complete. Kinda, sorta.
Kinda. I have half of the album started.
Gotcha.
You know.
Do you have a projected you want to have this out by date? Or made at least?
Alright, so if I set a date, I'm guaranteed not to make that date.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna wait until I have it done, like all written, so that I can.
The beer cans are thrown away. The
beer cans are
tabletop
thrown
is
away.
clean.
The tabletop is clean. The songs are written, and then I can, get them recorded and put out there.
So Tuesday night when we played the 2 songs that you sent us, somebody had commented, you should find a drummer because I'm a bass player and we could make this hardcore punk.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, that's Dennis from Bastards Asylum.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, he's great.
Also Gored by Horns? Yeah,
Yeah, he's also in Gored by Horns, yeah.
I know this because a coworker of mine knows
Hey, Dennis,
Mike.
get on this show.
Hey, get on the
You
show.
be in this tiny basement. It's great.
It's not too bad. It's
I
not
was
too
hitting the
tiny.
ceiling.
Well, stop being tall.
I can't help it that I'm a Viking.
Yes, that's true. So, do you have any plans ever in the works to do any other band stuff, like as a full band?
I do, actually.
Yes, so let's talk about other projects.
So, if you look really hard on Facebook and Bandcamp, you can find another one of my projects that currently is on hiatus.
What? Okay.
It's in quotes because our drummer started school and said I can't do work band in school, so I have to quit band. And
You always quit school.
yeah, that's what I say. But you know, I'm proud of him at the same time. You know, not a lot of there's a lot of people who do quit school. They want to finish, but they just can't. So I'm proud of him for like sticking to it and like going for it. But that band was called You Suffer, and it was spelled really fucking stupid.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
black metal is fuck.
Yeah,
Cult.
it's true cult. Yeah, peace. Yeah, no, it's spelled VCVFFIR, but you say it, You Suffer. Yeah. So you can find like a 2-song demo EP thing, also recorded by Midwest Multitracking. Sounds fucking good. Up on Bandcamp if you look that up, but you will look at it and you will say, that's not metal, that's a box of Twinkies.
Is it a box of Twinkies?
The art is a box of Twinkies.
How do you come up with the concepts for your art?
So one of the first song that You Suffer ever wrote was this track called Golden Delight, because I was just chilling on my couch one day with my ukulele, I hit a chord, I was like, fuck, this black metal is shit. And my buddy's like, fuck, alright, so I came up with a riff, I was like, give me a lyrical thing, like Twinkies. And so I busted out a fucking chorus, and that became the song Golden Delight. The chorus was a golden pastry delight, cream filling inside, give me the cake, hostess.
Wow.
Yeah. It's basically a commercial for Twinkies.
That's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you're appealing to like
It's so-
Norway.
It was so fucking good. It sounds way less black metal than I make it out to seem.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's that project that hopefully I'd like to, you know, get back on the road with. And then Brandon from Waste, he and I are talking about starting up this little band called Denim Danger.
Yeah?
I think he posted that.
Yes,
during
he
the live
did.
cast.
I was there when
Yeah.
this conversation was going to happen. You're like, we're going to be in a band now.
Yeah, so I'm not going to put a time frame on that one because we want to do it right. We don't want to do it wrong. Because the premise of Denim Danger is just Larry Enticer. That's all I'm going to say. Look it up. You'll send it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the homage.
I
You're
love
doing
it.
an homage?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
We're
so-
going to get Larry down here for it too somehow.
Somehow?
We'll find a fucking way. He's a Canadian. We'll get him down here.
Yeah?
He accepts snowmobiles for his GoFundMe.
That's
he
pretty dope.
accepts snowmobiles for his
Send it
GoFundMe?
back.
Yeah, that's the send it guy.
That's what I thought.
Send it. Okay.
You know, you're silly. I'm just going to send it.
So you play guitar. You play. Wow, this derailed quickly. This has been a great show. So you play that. You play ukulele. What else do you play?
All right, so I have a ukulele. I don't play ukulele.
Mm.
I have a lot of random instruments that I just kind of fuck around on
Yeah.
that I don't actually play. Like I have a banjo, and I got a clarinet, and a broken upright bass, and
You have a broken upright bass.
yeah, the entire back is off of it.
Oh.
I gotta fix that.
Like you broke it?
No, I got it broken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix it.
Like send it.
I will. It will send it. It will send it. It will send it.
So let's. You played quite a set list.
Mhm.
And you started to give little backgrounds to each song. I don't know where your set list is. I think it went
It's in my
upstairs.
guitar case.
But let's talk about those songs. Give us some, walk us through what you played and the
Okay.
stories behind them because they have a story. You can
Yeah.
tell they have a story.
Most of my songs have stories. The first two that I played, Nobody Knows and Starlight, those were the breakup songs that started Josie Spoon's kind of. I went through a really terrible relationship and bad time. Not going to get into that part because this is supposed to be fun.
We'll cry with you though. It's okay.
Oh, it's okay. I
Because
cried.
you know what?
Yeah, y'all. Fun fact for everybody watching right now: the entire Jess Kid crew, Knights of the Round Table, they're all peaches. Even Kate.
Millions of peaches. Peaches for me.
Yep.
Ha! That worked, right?
Yeah. So Nobody Knows is the first song, and I was in a really dark spot, and basically the lyrics of the song are exactly what I was going through. It's people hey, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. That was a lie, There's a line in that song. It's you look me in the eye and ask if I'm all right. I look you right back and say everything is fine.
Right.
And that was a total fucking lie at that time. But I needed to find a way to get that out. And so I went to music, and I think it turned out pretty okay.
We like it.
Don't lie to me about it. but-
I won't. I'm not one of those.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I just want to preface, I always speak my mind.
Good.
If there was
good.
ever an honest person.
Cool, I know.
Yeah, so Starlight was also another song. It was written like a year later after that, I think. But like I had some like resurging shit that I was like, I gotta get this out. So I wrote that song. And then let's see. Murder of Crows.
I really like that one.
When I first wrote it, I fucking hated that song. I was like, this is garbage. It's so repetitive. It's terrible. No one likes it. And then I'm like, no, this song's it's my favorite.
It's
out
good.
of the ones I play. But that one, it was just like I was going through some rough shit, and I was just like, oh, I'm being really shitty to a lot of my friends and family. And so like I just wrote about that to try and purge that from me also. But I think it worked. Most people don't hate me now.
Hey, I don't know anybody who hates you, so you're good.
Yeah, I don't talk to the people who do.
Hey, that should be a song in and of itself. The last one, The Devil.
Yeah, the Devils do.
Yes. Give us background on that one.
All right, so that one, it was after all the emo shit, and I was like, you know what? I'm fucking happy with who I've become, and like I also recognize that like all the shitty things that I've done and all the shitty things that have happened to me, like that all add up to make me me right now, this very instant. And so it's like I want to write a song about that kind of, and so I did, and that's kind of what that. It's kind of loosely about that. It's more esoteric, I guess.
How'd you come up and with the covers that you did? Why choose those ones?
So, like I said, I grew up listening to like bluegrass and folk music and shit. And so like the Unicorn song by the Irish Rovers, stellar fucking Irish folk music. Like I heard that song because I found their cassette tape at a Goodwill back in high school. I buy all my music from Goodwill, sorry bands. And secondhand, they're not getting money.
They really don't get money if they go through CD Baby and other avenues either.
Fair
so,
enough. At
just
least this way somebody bought the CD from them,
Right.
probably. It might have gotten drunkenly handed out. Who knows? But yeah, so I found a cassette tape for the Irish Rovers, and it was the Unicorn album. And so I was listening to it. I was like, holy shit! Like everything on this album's great, but like the Unicorn song is just stupid fun.
It is stupid fun.
Because it's just like this stupid little cute thing about how unicorns died.
Yeah. They didn't listen.
Yeah.
Foolhardy unicorns.
Yeah.
There it is.
Let's see. So Worms by the Pogues. I don't remember what Pogues album it was. It was the first one I bought, but I can't remember which one it was. 'Cause I'm stupid. But when that song came on, it's only like a 45-second long song on the album. And like when it came on, I was like, holy shit, this is dark. It was just really like evil.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome.
Have you ever read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
Yeah, those are great.
Right, so it's a modification of the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, they crawl in your stomach and out your snout, your eyes fall out and your teeth decay, and that is the end of a perfect day.
But no, there's actually a poem that's earlier than that.
That's the Pogue song?
No, like not the Pogue song necessarily. Like there's a children's poem. Like one of the lines is that the worms are playing pinochle on your snout.
Oh, yes, I've heard that one too.
Yeah, that's the, as far as I know, the
Death and
original version.
Decay.
Yeah, and pinochle.
And Pinochle. Have you ever played Pinochle?
I have not.
I've not either. It's a card game, yeah?
Yeah, it is a card game. I have tried playing like normal poker with a pinochle deck. It doesn't work because they have like a billion of one card.
In a Pinochle deck?
Yeah, it's weird. No, wait, maybe I'm thinking of euchre.
What? That's another game?
Yeah, there's a
You
bunch
sound way too old for me.
Yeah.
Like-
I grew up in a very Irish family, so like everyone just played cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drank whiskey?
Drank whiskey.
Beat you if
beer.
you talked? Yeah, we got you.
Yeah. Well, none of the beating, but I did get yelled at for taking a second soda once. Yeah. I was 6.
Wow. That happens sometimes.
Well, my dad he was one of 12 kids.
Oh, don't take more than one soda, Josie.
Yeah.
Now you know.
I should have known.
But now you can have more than one beer.
Yes.
Hey,
I
that's
love these sodas.
that's what adulting is all about. So, do you have a logo?
I kind of. It's basically just like a cursive version of my name. It will be on the album cover of the EP that I will be posting later.
Who does your artwork? You?
Yeah,
So you do all of it.
for the
Josie
most
Spoons
part.
is the entire thing.
for the most part. So for the cover of the EP, it's a self-titled EP, by the way. So it's just called Josie Spoons. I'm just saying. But that I had a little bit of help from my photography friend, Cole Stout. I had a concept for an image, a picture that I wanted to take, but I couldn't take it by myself. I needed someone else to help take the picture because I didn't have enough hands. And also, he had the equipment. I did not.
Gotcha.
So the picture was taken by Cole, but I edited it for the purposes of the album.
Gotcha.
cover.
And then, so that's gonna come out tonight. And do you have any upcoming shows?
There is one in the works. I've been talking with Will from Slaughter Party. I want to say it's like in August.
August 10th?
Yeah.
Haha! How did
August
I know
10th.
that?
Jess is psychic.
Mm.
What?
I know that because he posted it the other day.
I didn't see it.
No? I pay attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had messaged me and was like, "Hey, we're trying to get like a good variety lined up on the show and whatnot. You want on?" I was like, "Yeah, I can do it." So I'll be in one of the opening slots of that show.
So, how many shows have you played? Because we got you at the Port.
Yeah, you guys caught me at the Port. That was my second time playing the Port. I played it like a year prior to that one. In between the Port and the Port, I played a show at the HVD, RIP.
That's a lot of letters.
It is. It's gone now. Yeah, the Dungeon is where I played a show at.
I tried to do that.
A couple times. Otherwise, I just end up like having a guitar with me and playing at like friends' bonfires or something. Sometimes, like very rarely.
Yeah?
Normally, I'm too drunk for it.
See, you keep saying you're drunk all the time, and I've never
I'm not
seen
drunk
you.
right now.
No, I can't say I've ever seen you drunk anyway. So,
I'm Irish. I can hold my liquor.
hey, that works. You have?
I've seen him drunk as fuck.
Oh, because Besser's a cat. Make him meow. Pet him. Just saying. Who do you? I know your phone is
My phone is blowing up. I'm ignoring it.
Hey, guess what? If you're trying to get a hold of him, he's doing this, so maybe you should watch the show
Probably,
and
like-
just leave your comments.
It's probably one of like the 6 group chats I ended up in somehow.
You're in 6 group
I
chats?
don't know how many group chats I'm in. It's too many.
So if people who watched the hour before this one and want to find you, how can people find you, Josie?
So I have a Facebook page, Josie Spoons. I got the Bandcamp, josiespoons.bandcamp.com. I technically have an Instagram, but I almost never use it. That's josiespoons42 on Instagram. There might be an underscore or something in there. I can't remember.
I use it so often, huh?
Yeah.
What's your favorite medium to communicate with as far as getting your name out there and your music heard?
Face to face.
Yes?
Yeah.
Face to face, book this guy. Bar mitzvahs, weddings, funerals.
No.
He'd be great at a funeral.
I would be so good at a funeral. Fuck. That's creepy.
Hey, you put the fun back in the funeral.
You
Yeah.
put the fun back in funerals.
I can do it. I'm depressing as shit.
That would be great.
No, like honestly, the biggest way I've been able to network is through like meeting people at shows and whatnot. That's how I met like all the dudes in Slaughter Party and like became friends with them and dudes that stay up all night and fight. And I know Dan from the Scraps here. Kid.
You.
Me
Scraps.
too.
We met at a fire actually.
Dan and I did meet at a bonfire out in Salem like a year ago.
Yeah, actually, it was probably exactly a year ago. Around
About,
this time.
yeah.
I met you at a show.
You did. I don't remember what show.
You don't remember yelling at me at Halloween about how you thought I was like pretentious and part of the scene, and then you were like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you
I'm
pointed
sorry.
at me even.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was drunk.
Mm.
I was very drunk that
It was
night.
hard to tell because it was so dark and freezing cold. I stood there and shivered, but you were like, I'm sorry for ever thinking bad about you.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, you apologized. It worked.
I tried.
And now you're on here.
Now I'm on jesstheskakid.
Who would you really like to play with?
Who I'd really like to play with? Fucking get Josie Spoons opening up for like Siren Sorrow.
Yeah?
That's never gonna happen. The brutal death metal.
They're brutal.
They're
They
super
are,
brutal.
Yeah, we saw them at Hatrix.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for
I
that.
kept calling them weak.
Yeah, yes you did.
I'm a little sorry, but like not. It was fun.
Make it sound like that.
No, I didn't either. And then I was just like, wow. We do have quite still a brutal scene here. It's just very quiet.
It's almost more underground than the underground.
Yes, it is. I would say significant. It's farther underground than this shit.
I've only noticed them ever like
Mm.
telling about shows like face to face. Like you have to know someone in the band to know about the shows. Is what I've seen.
Well, and it was like the people that were in Resistance, they were like, "Hey, Jess, the Ska Kid," and I was like, she's like, "I'm Amy from this band," and I was like, "See, I remember your name." But I was like, "Thanks." She's like, "I love your show." Okay, come on my show. So hey, that's an invitation. If you're watching and you're in a band, or you know a band, you know several of them.
I know.
Get your friends to come on the show. Do it. It's super easy. What do you have to do? Do you know what you have to do?
You have to like the Facebook page.
Holy shit.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Oh my god!
And is that almost it?
Shoot me a message with the Thursday you want.
And shoot Jess a message with the Thursday you want.
Hey, if he can do it and clean his table, you
Yeah.
can do it too.
For real.
So
Like, all of you, clean your tables.
I really
clean.
need to, actually.
And Dan?
I
He
know my
feels so
table.
good.
Yes. So in the works, August 10th, you can find his new music, which will be available this evening on
Mhm.
Bandcamp. You can find this. He's gonna share this stuff once we're done here on all of his other pages, right, Josie?
I plan on it.
Ah!
I know I'm kind of bad with that. I won't lie.
No, you were fine. You
I
were
definitely
fine.
did not from the video you took of me at the port. I forgot.
That's okay. Did I send that to you?
I think.
Hey.
That was a while ago.
It's all working. It's working
It
good.
was snowing or raining.
It was
There was
raining.
precipitation.
It was raining.
Raining.
It was gross and cold. So in closing, do you have any final words for our viewers?
Not particularly, because I'm anticlimactic.
Are you?
Smoke crack.
Don't smoke crack.
Probably don't smoke crack.
Your mama's on
Or snort
crack.
heroin.
Always a good go-to.
You know, don't.
Don't let
Don't
your mom buy
do-
your drugs.
Yeah, don't let your mom buy your drugs, and don't do those drugs. Stick to psychedelics, weed, and beer,
Hey,
and tobacco.
cheers. And in closing, make better life choices. I'm Jess the Ska Kid. This has been Josie Spoons. The nights are behind us. Thank you very much. We'll catch you next week. The 24th, we have Madeline from Texas. Okay?
Thanks. Bye.